What is up, guys? Max back here with another video, and I have had the Uniden R3 radar detector for roughly 1 year now. So this is going to be my 1 year ownership review of this device, but I want to get into why I believe everyone should consider getting a radar detector and why I would specifically recommend the Uniden R3. Before we get started, I would really appreciate it if you guys liked and subscribed. It really helps out a lot. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. The first objective of the video is going to be who should actually use this device and when it would be a good time to use it. I'm also going to be explaining really quickly how to use the Uniden R3 and then also going over my experience over the last year. Now, there are some rather obvious scenarios in which you would want to have a radar detector present. If you are always speeding, if you've got a habit of getting speeding tickets, or just doing fun stuff with your car and you do not plan on stopping, whether you're testing the 0 to 60 of your car on a public road or just breaking loose and having some fun on a weekend in your sports car, any car for that matter, right? Those are going to be scenarios where you want the radar detector. Obviously, that sort of goes without saying, but it's the scenarios that I want to get into where you might not think you want a radar detector, but it would be a good idea to have a radar detector. So let's go and get into those scenarios. So I'm going to use myself as an example. The reason I bought the radar detector in the first place was to avoid the police, avoid getting a ticket or being in a position where I can get a ticket. However, it is the peace of mind it gives me that I've realized over the last year is the reason I love this device so much. So you guys can see, even when I'm in my Camaro back home or now I'm away at school driving a 2006 Acura MDX, which is not quite as fast as my Camaro, even though it is a V6, it's much faster than the car I am driving now, right? So either way, it's a peace of mind that no matter what, I can usually get a heads up on if there's a police officer, because sometimes you don't even know you're speeding, whether you're going 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 miles over the speed limit. You know, a cop, if they're having a bad day, they can decide to pull you over, waste your time, and potentially even give you a ticket, right? So if you can avoid all that, why not? And super quickly, I want to get into how to use this. So it has a suction mount. I'm not going to take it off, although it really is easy to take on and take off, but you just want to clip it up there, and then you guys will hear a click when you actually put the device on. Super easy. And then to turn it on, you just have a cigarette lighter, you plug it in, you guys will hear it actually boot up here. And then as far as the actual buttons, there's not many. It's extremely easy to use. That's another reason I would recommend this device, but I know, a lot of these are not very confusing. So the top button, you have the power button. So if you tap it, it'll turn off. And then if you tap it again, it will turn back on. Then on the left side, you have the volume. You press it once to go down one, and then obviously on the right, you have the volume to go up. So super easy. Then underneath that, you have the mode, so you can do highway or city mode. Obviously, highway is just going to increase the range of the device. And then on the left, you have two buttons. On the left, you have mute, so you can turn off a signal if it is getting annoying, or you see a cop or whatever it is you want it to see. You can turn that off whenever you want. So you could just mute that. You can double tap it to mute it forever. So let's say you always drive by the same grocery store. You can always just turn that off, so it will forever memorize that. Or you can double tap mark on the other side to memorize a location to remind you of a place where maybe there is a lot of cops and you just want to remind yourself that they could always be lasering there, or for any reason you could even mark a friend's house. So it's super cool because you have that built-in GPS. You can mark anything, so definitely a cool feature. And so those are pretty much all the buttons and the gist of everything. It's super easy to use, like I mentioned earlier, and just another benefit to the Uniden R3. As far as my experience with this device goes, over the last year, it has been an absolutely amazing experience. I mean, every single day I'm warned about cops in the area, and it's just a great feeling when the thing goes off and then you see the cop that, you were informed about a little bit early. You just feel like you have a leg up on everyone else. And honestly, being in cars without it feels a little bit weird. Even though you might not think that would be the case, it truly is the case. And these clips I'm showing you guys, I mean, these are from like the last week, just randomly getting clips. I mean, every single day this happens, and it's just really cool. I mean, for $250, and I don't want to put an exact price out there because it goes up and down on Amazon. I've seen it as low as $250, as high as $300. But generally, I think it's worth it regardless of, any price in that range. I feel like it's worth it. And just my experience has been great. I haven't really been pulled over. If I have, it's been for something like, the tags being expired on my license plate. And even then, I was warned about it ahead of time. No, it doesn't, get you out of every single ticket, right? There can be, cops can write you a ticket for anything. If they can literally write you a ticket for speeding without getting you with the radar detector or laser. They can literally, cite their actual vision of seeing you speeding as a reason to, cite you a ticket. Obviously, that's a little bit easier to throw out in court, but, they can do whatever they want. So don't think that this gets you out of, every speeding ticket. But I've had a great experience with it. I feel great having it. And, whether I'm in a fast car or I'm in a slow car, I think, there's always going to be cops, and it's just always going to be beneficial to have in your car. I'd also like to note that I have had zero technical issues with this device. It has been super ultra reliable, and as far as the alerts being annoying, I thought they would be at the beginning, but if you guys had that question, you get used to it over time, and they're not really annoying at all. Or at least that's my experience. Maybe other people may disagree. Leave it down in the comments below if you have one of these devices and that's your feeling on it, but personally, it doesn't bother me at all. Alright, you guys, if you did enjoy the video, I would really appreciate if you guys liked and subscribed. It helps out a lot. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one for more content. Peace.